Good evening and welcome. Welcome to this very special exclusive live concert experience from Celtic Festival Online. I am your artist for the evening. I use that term quite loosely. My name is Loescher. I'm a singer-storyteller. I'm based out of Longmont, Colorado, and I've been playing Irish and Scottish folk music since the early 90s, and before that I was in a pipe band and various other things. So I'm delighted that you're here. I hope that everybody can hear everything just fine, and that you have an adult beverage if that's the way you roll. So glad to see you all here. I appreciate it greatly. So we're going to start off tonight with a song from Scotland. It's a song about the traveling people, and it's a type of lifestyle that I would very much aspire to, especially in these times when you can't really leave the house. So, so we will see how that works. So you would travel the country, you'd sing a song for your supper maybe, or mend a pot or sharpen a knife or something like that, something to give value for value. And especially in these days, this is a nostalgic song. So let me make sure we're tuned up here. Oh, helps if you plug in. Because of the pandemic, I'm not playing with a band. Therefore, I've got to make all the noises myself. So there's a little bit of technological wizardry going on here, which I'll talk about later. But there we go. I'm going to try to keep an eye on the comments, just so I can call out and say hi and make sure everybody can hear everything. So, welcome again. Ding, ding. This is a track off my new album called Sheep's Clothing, and this track is called Tramps and Hawkers. I dreamed a dream the other night, a dream long ago. I saw in other traveling folk along the open road. His step was light, his head held high to catch the scent of spring, and his voice rang round the countryside as he began to sing. Oh, come all ye tramps and hawker lads, he gave the words a belong. The tramps the country running round, come listening and on. I'll tell to you a roving tale, those sights that I see, far off into the snowy north and south by Gretna Green. I've traveled round the Lothian lands, I've seen the rushing Spey, I've been by Crieff and Callander and by the shores of Loch Tay. I've watched the rain on the border hills and the mist in northern glens, and and I bet it do beneath the moon in Corey's native ken. At a Moffat do by Galloway and about Strandrod. For my business takes me anywhere. Sure, I travel near and far, but I am a roving in my blood, and there's nothing I do like as long as I've my daily fare and praise upon my back. I'm happy in the summertime beneath the bright blue sky. They're thinking in the morning, at night where I will lie. Oh, barn or fire or anywhere, or out amongst the hay. And if the weather does permit, I'm happy, happy every day. I think I'll go to Paddy's Land. I'm making up my mind. For Scotland's greatly altered now. I can't erase the wind, but I will trust in Providence if Providence proves true. And I will sail Baron's Isle when I come back to you. Oh, come all ye tramps and hockey lads, ye gatherers of law. The tramps the country road and road, come listen, heed and know. I'll tell to you a roving tale, those sights that I hae seen, far off into the snowy north and south by Gretna Green. I had awoken from my dream, the dawn song had begun. The birds sang out their old songs to greet the rising sun. I lay among the shadows and I thought of days long gone, and those wandering tramps and hawker lads whose days are surely done. Here we go. Tramps and hawkers. So, what I'm playing, you may not know, is it's a hybrid instrument. So it started life as a purely innocent Japanese acoustic guitar, and I had my way with her, and it was consensual, and it has now been turned into an approximation of an Irish bouzouki. And since it's a kind of hybrid between guitar and bouzouki, I either refer to it as a bouzar or a gadzooki. And one of the fathers of the Irish bouzouki was originally a Greek instrument. One of the fathers of the Irish bouzouki was Andy Irvin, and this next song is by him. It's also by a hero of mine, or it's about a hero of mine, Woody Guthrie. And Andy wrote this song about Woody. He was also a big, big fan. And so it's a biographical tale about Woody Guthrie. And there's going to be a song snippet in here, one of Woody's songs that I'm sure you're familiar with, and I hope you'll sing it along with me. I know you're maybe there with your computer screen or watching on your phone or maybe on your big screen in your living room, but this is a good time to sing this song, so hopefully you'll sing it with me. You'll know it when we get there. You learned it in kindergarten, probably. So, just a small town country boy when I left that dusty town. 66 to the westward and I caught an old freight down. California, here I come by the side door Pullman and the sunburned thumb. They call us Hokies, low down bum. The police on us around. Never tire of the road, never tire of the rolling wheel, never tire on the ways of the world. Way out yonder's calling me, but the dark road leads me onward, and the highway, that's my code. A lonesome voice that I heard in my head said, never tire of the road. California to the New York Island, me and my guitar. And we played in many a hobo jungle and many a skid row bar. Standing out in the wind and the rain, that lonesome whistle makes a sweet refrain. You're waiting on some old freight train that carries an empty car. Never tire of the road, never tire on the rolling wheel, never tire on the ways of the world. Way out yonder's calling me, and the dark road leads me onward, and the highway, that's my code. A lonesome voice that I heard in my head said, never tire of the road. So I signed on board a Liberty ship to sail the ocean blue. We were carrying guns, TNT, and D-Day soldiers too. All of the men on board agreed with Cisco, Jimmy, Lonnie, and me, and our song rang out across the sea. You fascists bound to lose. Never tire of the road, never tire on the rolling wheel, never tire on the ways of the world. The way out yonder's calling me, and the dark road leads me onward, and the highway, that's my code. A lonesome voice that I heard in my head said, never tire of the road. As I went walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream water. This land was made for you and me. Help me out. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. There's one for Woody. Thank you so much for being here. Celtic Festival Online is where we're celebrating this particular thing. I wanted to take a moment to recommend you to my own personal Facebook page. If you found this, you've probably already liked and followed Celtic Festival Online. Make sure you do that. But I would also like you to go find my page, Wolf Loescher, Singer Storyteller. Go ahead and give me a like and follow me so you can find out all the latest news about gigs and new music and hair products and questionable fashion sense and what I'm drinking. So there you go. I'm not really able to follow the comments too closely. So if anybody who actually needs to get my attention, you can message me on Facebook. There you go. So yeah, on the Facebook side, so I do regular live streams as well, and many of the people who I think are here tonight are my regular group of what we call the Howlers. It started with the 8 o'clock howl when the pandemic was starting, and people would come out in Denver on their porches and their patios and their balconies, and at 8 o'clock they'd howl in support of all the first responders and the healthcare workers. And so we started that, or I found out about that just because I went outside at 8 o'clock. It's like, are there wolves in this neighborhood? I didn't know that. So we adopted that particular convention. And so I do a regular musical hangout is what I call it. There's a lot of, there's music, but there's also a lot of asides and discussion of what's going on in the world and just kind of hanging out, just trying to get through, you know? So if you'd like to join us, just go to my page on Facebook, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 7 p.m. Central. That's 8 o'clock, 7 p.m. Mountain, 6 p.m. Let me get this right. 7 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. And if you happen to be on the East Coast, on the West Coast, you know, geography. That would be 6 o'clock. I trust you can find it. We'll figure it all out. So the next song I'm going to do is another one from the album, the new album, available on Bandcamp, by the way. If you stick around, I'll be giving you a special Bandcamp code that can give you 20% savings if you want to go and buy my album. So stick around, and we'll let you know what that is at the end of the show. Nope, still something out there. Hold on a second. Anyway, this is a song about the Man Gulch fire disaster in Montana in 1949, where smoke jumpers were dropped in on a fire. Didn't seem any big deal, seemed very routine, but it sort of became a perfect storm, or a perfect firestorm, if you will. And they were trapped between two walls of fire, and although 15 dropped out of the plane, only 2 returned afterwards. And this song is written from the perspective of the foreman of the team. And and I want to. James Keelahan is the songwriter. It's a great song, and I hope you enjoy it. That's not the right song. We're skipping that song. There we go. One moment, please. There we go. All right. This is called Cold Missouri Waters. My name is Dodge, but then you'll know that it's written on the chart there at the foot end of the bed. They think I'm blind, that I can't read it, but I've read every word, and every word it says is dead. So confession, is that the reason that you came? Get it off my chest before I check out of the game. Since you mentioned it, well, there's 13 things I'll name, 13 crosses high above the cold Missouri water. August 49, North Montana. last day on record, forest tender dry, lightning strikes in the mountains. I was crew chief at the jump base. I prepared the boys to fly, pick the drop zone. C-47 comes in low, the other tap upon your leg to tell you go. See the circle of the fire down below. 15 of us dropped above the cold Missouri water. Gauge the fire, I'd seen bigger, so I ordered them to side hill and we'd fight it from below. We'd have our backs to the river, we'd have it licked by morning even if we took it slow. But the fire ground jumped the valley just ahead. There was no way down, headed for the ridge instead. Too big to fight it, we'd have to fight that slope instead. Flames one step behind above the cold Missouri water. Sky had turned red, smoke was boiling. 200 yards to safety, death was 50 yards behind. I don't know why fought it, so I struck a match to waist high grass, running out of time. I tried to tell them, jump through this fire. I've said we can't make it, and this is the only chance we'll get. But they cursed me, ran for the rocks above instead. I lay face down and prayed above the cold Missouri waters. Then when I arose like a phoenix, in that world reduced to ashes, there were none but to survive. I stayed that night, and one day after, carried bodies to the river, wondering how I stayed alive. 13 stations of the cross to mark their fall. I've had my say, I'll confess to nothing more. I will join them now, those that left me long before. 13 crosses high above the cold Missouri water. 13 crosses high above the cold Missouri water. That's for all our first responders out there. Cold Missouri waters. So, as I mentioned, sorry, I got distracted there. So, as I said, it's pandemic time. It's COVID-19 time. And so therefore, I don't have a whole band behind me. So therefore, I have to create my own band. And so that's what this next one is kind of all about. So that's what the rest of this stuff is. I'm actually, in my other life, I'm also a drummer. Actually, I'm a drummer first and foremost. And I devolved into a... excuse me, into an actual musician. So helps if you move the microphone. There we go. I've got a looping pedal that allows me to keep that going in the background. Oh, sounds like a bad loop. You hear that gap? Yeah. See, that's the arch looping. You can't have stutters like that. So I'm going to do that one more time now that you know what I'm doing. So I've got that initial layer, and then I can add additional layers on top of it. And I can keep layering as much as I like, I run out of instruments. This is a song about a Scottish pirate, smuggler, pirate, you know, kind of fuzzy. And he made his way up and down the east coast of Scotland, around to Aberdeenshire, making his way. His name was Kishmel. On the Benaki, on that day of days, seaward I gazed, watching Kishmel's galley sailing again. Bravely against wind and tide, they have brought us to neath Kishmel's walls, Kishmel's castle of ancient glory. Bravely against wind and tide, they have brought us to neath Kishmel's walls, Kishmel's castle of ancient glory. Here's red wine, a toast to heroes and hopping too, and hopping too, watching Cashmore's galley sailing. All right, so that's looping. I'll be doing a little bit more of that a little later on in the show. But first, I'd like to do a tender love ballad about alcoholism. I'm getting the thumbs up from my better three-quarters. Thank you, sweetie. So she's had to put up with all my preparations and focusing on this for a while because I've got nothing else to do, so other than take care of my kids. Anyway, so we're going to do another song from Scotland. This is also a song known in the Irish canon as Nancy Whiskey. But this is the Scottish version, which comes from the Calton Weaving District of Glasgow. The Calton Weaving District, notable, if my facts are correct. I'm always open to fact-checking, so correct me if I'm wrong. But it's one of the first places to have a union strike of workers during the Industrial Revolution, complaining about working conditions and hours and things like that, you know. They may also have been complaining about maybe not enough free drinks. So at least that's musicians mostly. So thank you again for being here on this lovely Friday evening with Celtic Festival Online. I'm delighted and honored to be sharing this time with you. Thanks again. So please sing along with us. Again, I encourage you to sing along. I know you're at home, but who are you going to annoy? The cat? They're already annoyed. You've been home way too long. And the dog's probably all over it. So it's very easy. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy Whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy O. I'm a weaver, a Calton weaver. I'm a rash and a roving blade, a hay silver in my pockets, and I'll gang follow the roving tree. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy O. As I came in by Glasgow City, Nancy Whiskey I chanced to smell, and I went in and I sat down beside her. 7 long years I ain't loved her well. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy Whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. The more I kissed her, the more I loved her. The more I kissed her, the more she smiled. Soon I forgot all my mother's teaching. Nancy Whiskey had me beguiled. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy Whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. I rose early in the morning to slake my thirst. It was my need, and I tried to rise, but I was not able. Nancy Whiskey had me by the knees. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy Whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. Carlton weavers, come all you weavers, where'er you be, and beware of whiskey, Nancy Whiskey. She'll ruin you like she ruined me. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy Whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. Once more. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy Whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. I'm going back to the Carlton weaving. I'll surely make those shuttles fly. I made more at the Carlton weaving than ever I did as a roving boy. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy Whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, your last chance. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy Whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, There you go, Carlton Weaver. We check on our time. Yeah, I think we're doing okay on time. So at this juncture in the show is when I talk about my own personal website and, of course, CelticFestivalOnline.com. You can go there and find out more stuff, and I'll talk a little bit more about them later. Also, don't forget, if you stick around, you'll be getting a special Bandcamp coupon code for 20% off the purchase of any of my songs or the albums. So there's that. So stick around for that. But on my website, wololoco.com, and the story behind that is Wolo is Wolf Loescher, W-O-L-O, Loco, Longmont, L-O, Colorado, C-O. I'm pointing out this way like you can see out the window to see that it's Colorado, but I know you can't. So wololoco.com, and that's what I'm Wolo Loco Music, and on Twitter, and everything is Wolo Loco, so you can find me that way. But you can just go there to find, you can join my mailing list. You can also go and see my blog. I talk about the looping stuff and the online streaming and all my gigs and things like that. I probably will start a new blog post about hair product. So there's that. Moving on. The next song, another one from my latest album, that Sheep's Clothing album, available on Bandcamp. This is a song it's by a good friend of mine named Beth Patterson, who's an amazing bouzouki player, musician, songwriter, instrumentalist, writer. She actually is an author as well. She's just outstanding singer. And she wrote this song, and it's about reclaiming your power, which I think a lot of us have to do in this time of unusual circumstances. Let's put it that way. Anyway, this is so I think this is a time where we all need to be reclaiming our power. And she's based in New Orleans, by the way. She's also on Bandcamp, and this is actually the title track to one of her albums. So if you like my version, you can buy her version as well. And thanks for making comments and things. Please tell us where you're at, where you're calling in from, how you found out about this particular concert, whether you like my shirt or not. You know, we're not afraid to get petty and stuff. You know, as my howler friends can tell you, I kind of obsessed about this for a little bit, but not in a bad way. All right. Alrighty, so this is called "Take Some Fire" by Miss Beth Patterson. When the weeping willow grants you a place to grieve your loss, when the fire-crested heater sees your bones ashamed, when the lowly worm turns silent in the depth of introspection, it's then you'll find your voice to reclaim. When the weeping willow grant lay looking with the deadly blight, and the fire-crested heater is frozen in snow, you too will overcome, though your journey will be hard, and you must take some fire when you go. Celebrate your anger and be baptized in your tears, for the wisdom lives within you, as only you can know. Prepare yourself for battle and your flight into the storm, and you must take some fire when you go. When 1,000 fallen heroes turn against you in the dark, and your guardian angels here on earth turn a deaf ear towards your cries, when you perform great miracles that no one seems to see, and your good intentions fall by the wayside, when the ice you melt is fragile in the endless winter night, and the glow's frozen surface lie the memories within, the water will still haunt you till you give it some release, as a wound must heal to cleanse itself again. Celebrate your anger and be baptized in your tears, for the wisdom lives within you, as only you can know. Prepare yourself for battle and your flight into the storm, and you must take some fire when you go. like the kindness of a stranger that sees you safely home. Your fury will propel you to your journey you desire. That spark that once alerted you now illuminates your smile, and it comes when you take fire. When the need for instant comfort leads you to the poison stream, as it strips you of your armor and lances you with pain. When the mask you wear of silence, there's a stoic web of scars, and there are secrets you no longer can contain. When the phantom terror drains you of the life you never knew, when the spirit of survival is exhausted to the core, when sadness of unlearning lies behind your tired eyes, of one who's seen it all and then some more. Celebrate your anger and be baptized in your tears, for a wisdom lies within you as only you can know. Prepare yourself for battle and your flight into the storm, and you must take some fire when you go. Like the kindness of a stranger who sees you safely home, your fury will propel you to that freedom you desire. That spark that once alerted you now illuminates your smile, and it comes when you take fire. It comes when you take fire. It comes when you take fire. Miss Beth Patterson, Take Some Fire. Well, we're doing okay on time. Yay. So, at this junction of the show, just having done a song that's on the new album, is when I talk about Bandcamp. So, right now on Bandcamp, you can buy my new album that came out on March 1st. Great timing, I know. So it's a great album, my first solo album in 20 years, and it's really great. I'm very proud of it. Beth plays on it. She actually plays on that particular song and a couple other ones. A lot of great people: Scooter Muse, Mari Black, Kendall Rogers, Scooter Muse, who did all the engineering and guitars, and Jill Chambliss. A lot of great people. If you've maybe seen them out at festivals, because over the last 20 years I've played a lot of festivals, mostly in the Southwest and East Coast, and I've met all these great musicians, and then I asked them to play on my album. So it's available on Bandcamp. Now, the starting price is $7 on Bandcamp. You can pay as much as you want. You could buy an album for $100 if it's worth it to you. You know, it's worth it to me, but I paid a lot more than that for my album. But for only $7, you can purchase that and make it your own. But for today only, it expires tomorrow. For right now, you get 20% off with this particular coupon code. You ready in writing? It's really hard to remember. Celtic Festival Online. All one word, Celtic Festival Online. All one word, all lowercase. You put in that code. When you check out, you'll get 20% off. What a deal, okay? So please head on over there, buy a copy, make me part of your life. I'd love to be a part of the soundtrack of your life. That's my aspiration as a musician. So again, that code for 20% off is Celtic Festival Online. That's it, Celtic Festival Online, and it expires tomorrow. So go take advantage of it, please. So this next song is a great it's a great toasting song. So if you don't already have some kind of beverage, adult or otherwise, go take a second while I'm telling the story around the song to go get yourself and refill your glass. So this is a song by one of Scotland's preeminent modern songwriters. He is really the leader when it comes to the modern folk scene. His name is Brian McNeill, and he was a founding member of the Battlefield Band from Glasgow and has continued to create amazing art and music, and he's also an author. So this song he wrote for his Uncle Jim. It's an immigrant song, and I think my next album is going to be all about immigrant songs. And I've already recorded this one with Jiggernaut, so I don't know if this will be on it, but this song is an amazing song about his Uncle Jim, who immigrated from Scotland, from Falkirk on the East Coast, and came over to Michigan and hauled ice for a living, and kind of did whatever he had to do to get by. And I'll leave it there. There's more stories that I can tell. Brian doesn't, it's his Uncle Jim, and he was very attached to him. So it's a great song about a real person, a real immigrant who made a difference and who helped build this country. So let me double check the tuning here. There's another opportunity for you to sing along. Chorus goes like this. Nope, something stopped. The chorus goes like this. For he's the best of the barley, cream of the crop. Easy on the water, and I'll tell you when to stop. Won't you please charge your glasses with the real pure drop and drink to the best of the barley. Sorry about this. Roadie. There we go. So start off, there's a lot of words there. They're great words, but if you can only catch the end of it, do and drink to the best of the barley, okay? We'll do it about 67 times, so I think you'll have it by the end. For he's the best of the barley, cream of the crop. Easy on the water, and I'll tell you when to stop. Will you please charge your glasses with the real pure drop and drink to the best of the barley. My Uncle Jim, he served his time on the shores of the Forth as a joiner. £3.10 a week was all he earned. But the wages were better working Michigan pines, so he sailed on an ocean liner to build a better life with the trade he'd learned. But the shore he reached in 23, home of the brave and the land of the free, was dry as a devil's tongue on Judgment Day. But to find a dram in a foreign land was a natural gift of a Falkirk man, and Lady Libertine looked the other way. Or so I've always heard my uncle say. For he's the best of the barley, cream of the crop. Easy on the water, and I'll tell you when to stop. Will you please charge your glasses with the real pure drop and drink to the best of the barley. My Uncle Jim was a child of his times, and the tricks of the time, they were dirty. The dirtiest of all was the one they played on the working man's dollar and the poor man's dime, between 29 and 30, where they stole all the steady jobs in the building trade. And the only way that Jim could see was to play the game with Lady Liberty, but no one ever told him all the road. So while fainter hearts were homeward bound, Jim sold Michigan ice by the pound, with a leather sling and iron hook for tools, to show those Yankees how to keep their cool. For he's the best of the barley, cream of the crop. Easy on the water, and I'll tell you when to stop. Will you please charge your glasses with the real pure drop and drink to the best of the barley. My Uncle Jim, he could keep good time with a band played and ate some reel, and he loved to waltz away the summer nights. And the spring in his step kept him in his prime to the turns of fortune's wheel, and it spun him through the darkness and the light. But to dance that Jake called history, Jim took the hand of a century, and he never let her steal a backward glance. From the D-Day beaches to the Cold Lake shore, he spun her around and around the floor to show her how a Scotsman takes his chance. And he never missed a measure of the dance, for he's the best of the barley, cream of the crop, easy on the water, and I'll tell you when to stop. Will you please charge your glasses with the real pure drop, and drink to the best of the barley. Here's a health to the best of the barley, to Scotland and the best of the barley. Mr. Brian McNeil and his Uncle Jim. So we're looking at, it's 2 minutes past. So if you don't mind, I'll do one more. And if there are any requests, I'm happy to do them. I just wanted to make sure I covered my 1 hour of allotted time. And then I'm happy to hang out here and tell you stories and sing more songs and drink some more whiskey. That's what you're into. So we're here to hang out. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the Celtic Festival Online for making this happen. This is a good time for me to mention a few things about CelticFestivalOnline.com. So if you give me a moment, I'm going to prepare for this next thing. Excuse me. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be delighted to connect with you. I have a song that I didn't do tonight called Legacy that it talks about the circle expanding. And that's what I'm doing this for, is I want to connect with more people. Because when we connect with each other, we benefit from each other's wisdom and experience. And we're always stronger and better as the sum of our parts than as individuals, I believe. So coming up here in a second is a Richard Thompson song. I think I just tuned to the wrong capo setting. Let's see here. No, I didn't. I want to double check that. Stand by. Because if I do it too high, we'll all be in trouble. No, it's good. We're good. Whoops. Sorry about that. So, we're going to do some more looping here, so we'll start with the djembe. again, I'd like to thank Celtic Festival Online for making this possible. Thank you for joining us. The thing about Celtic Festival Online, they're doing a great thing, especially during this time where we don't have access to other people. They've gathered together to create an online experience that's sort of like a festival. So you'll have a marketplace that features 12 featured vendors, all excellent crafted stuff that's made usually here in the U.S., and it's special stuff you can't get anywhere else, so go check that out. You also have the music. I am one of 8 featured artists that are there, so that's excellent. They also talk about all the culture of the Celtic nations, and there's dance, language, storytelling, cooking, and travel, so engage with that heritage that we all share. There's also a schedule of events, so you can find out when I'll be playing next, and hopefully you'll let them know you want me to play next, so please give them some feedback. But if you're available on Sunday at 5 o'clock Eastern Time, live from Roanoke, Virginia, there's going to be Kinfolk, a duo that's excellent. They're just a lot of fun and a lot of unusual stuff to see from them. So that's Kinfolk at 5 o'clock Eastern Time on Sunday. And, of course, Celtic Festival Online has their own mailing list, so go join their mailing list as well so you can keep up to date on all the latest and greatest. A big thank you tonight to Colleen Conway for setting all this up. Colleen is with Celtic Festival Online and reached out to me, got this all organized. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let them know she did a great job getting this all organized. And to my howlers who are still here, my weekly or my regular howl on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. I got it. So, excuse me while that plays in the background. It's kind of nice. Move your body. Because when you move your body, I forgot I was playing this other guitar on this one. Double check the tuning on it. This is a song, this is another tender love ballad about alcoholism by Richard Thompson. I recorded it with Jiggernaut, my old band, and hopefully we'll be going out on the road and you can look for us soon. Hopefully you can hear that. I think I can. So stick around for the requests. See the boys out walking. Boys, they look so fine. They're dressed up in green velvet. Their silver buckles shine. Soon they will be very high under a keg of wine. Down where the drunkards down where the drunkards roll. a troubled woman. She dreams her troubled dreams. She sleeps out on the highway. She keeps her money clean. Still returning to the place where she's a queen. Down where the drunkards roam. Down where the drunkards roam. You can be a gambler who never drove a hand, and you can be a sailor who never left dry land. You can be Lord Jesus, all the world will understand. Down where the drunkards roll. Down where the drunkards roll. Ha! Ha! See the boys out walking. Boys, they look so fine. They're dressed up in green velvet. Their silver buckles shine. Soon they will be very high under a keg of wine. Down where the drunkards roam. Down where the drunkards roam. Down where the drunkards roam. Thank you so much for being with me. Here we are with CelticFestivalOnline.com. This show has been brought to you by the letter W, the letter C, the number pi, and Rusty Nails. And now, if there are any requests for an encore or whatever, I'd be happy to entertain those.
You want to play something quiet?
Sure.
You want to rest a minute?
Yeah, I'll catch my breath.
Okay. That was a lot of moving around.
It was.
I'm impressed.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, my wife has just joined us.
Hello.
If you want to be heard, you have headphones there so you can hear yourself.
I have headphones and a mic.
And a fan. Look at that.
I'll be the greatest fan of your life. Oh, I do have a fan. You're so sweet. Hi,
So.
everyone. Hello, howlers. Hello, new folks. Or new to us.
This is my lovely wife, Christina, who's here with us. You can also friend her. So now I have to kind of try to look at the comments to see. Oh, Amazing Grace again was requested.
Oh, yay. That's a
Yeah,
good one.
that's a pretty sedate one.
Well,
So I'm going to do it one of my original songs. I'm not a prolific songwriter, but I have a few, and this is one of them. One of two.
it's not two. Did you do Legacy already?
I did not do Legacy. Maybe I'll do that later.
Okay. I think since you talked about expanding the circle.
I did expand and talk
Hey,
about that.
Myra. How are you, girl? Good heavens. Hey, Yovita.
So we're going to do as I said, an original song. And when I was in college at University of Texas in Austin, I was in hard rock bands, and I was a drummer and things like that. And then I was a drummer. International signed for a drummer.
Okay.
And I played in bands, and I got tired of loading all my gear in and just having nobody pay attention. And what I probably should have mentioned previously is the reason I play this music in the first place. I did 3 tours of duty in East Kilbride, Scotland, in my junior high years. I lived there for 3 years. And that's what got me introduced to this culture and this music, and that's why I'm here today. And actually, this is a propitious day because I believe, if I remember correctly, this is an anniversary date of the passing of Roy Williamson, the songwriter for Flower of Scotland, the de facto theme song, or I should say national anthem of Scotland.
You could do that one.
I could, maybe later.
Okay. It's also Larry Roan's birthday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, here's to Larry Roan, who departed us way too early. Another absent friend.
Right.
Maybe I'll do that one. That would be. I'd rather.
Good.
Yeah.
He taught us all about Breton music.
Yeah. Celtic Festival Online is trying to do their best to expand. There's a lot of interest, of course, in Irish culture and music, but there's 6 other nations that can compose the Celtic nations. Scotland is one of them. Wales, Isle of Man, Cornwall, Galicia was over in France, and Brittany, and
Spain?
Galicia. Sorry, what did I say? Did I say it wrong?
No, you said it.
Okay, so there's a lot of culture here that there's a commonality. Again, we have more in common than we have differences. So, but I digress, as my howlers are used to seeing me do. This is a song I wrote about being in a pipe band in Austin, Texas, of all places. The Silver Thistle Pipes and Drums, shout out to them.
They're still playing in Austin,
Yep,
Texas.
they're still in Austin. And I started out as a snare drummer, and then I devolved into a bagpiper for a while. So I've been on both sides of the veil. But you never know. You never are aware that you have testosterone flowing greatly through your veins until you've pumped gas in Waco, Texas in August with your thighs sweating in a lavender kilt. So, dress Culloden was our tartan, or was referred to as Mr. Brian McNeil as defeat.
Yeah, Galicia is in Spain.
Spain. Oh, did I miss?
You said France, and I.
Oh no, sorry.
And I worried
Brittany is in France. Galicia is in Spain.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay.
I knew that. I just said it wrong.
So
But thank you for correcting me. I'm
that
always
was
open.
Kendall, And I was gonna, but then
I'm
Kendall
always open for correction. I
Yes.
make no claims to absolute truth. So here's a song all about that. So,
That doesn't sound right.
it's out of tune. So hold on a
Okay.
second.
Did you do Generations of Change?
Nope.
That's a good one. Hills of Caledmond, written by Ireland, The Voice, the winner of the first Irish version of The Voice, Pat Byrne, who now lives in Austin, Texas. So Hills of Caledmond, that's a beautiful one of his.
Well, and I know the Howlers are there, and they know.
Howlers are here. Well, you had a request for
There you go.
Belfast City, which you used to play with the Hounds of Finn, but it's not something that's in
Yeah.
your regular. So I was looking for a little bit of Irish stuff in your.
Well, I could do City of Chicago or something like that. But here's a song, as I said, that I wrote about being in a pipe band. Another day on the thin red line between the present and the past. My feet they hurt, my shoulder is numb, but they say this too shall pass. The women they blush, and the old men cry, and the children they run away. Dog starts howling somewhere down the street as the pipes begin to play Amazing Grace. Get old lang syne, my friend, and the low road it never ends. Well, you know, come back again. Well, I started out young, I practiced real hard to try and make it great. But now I'm older, all I'm thinking about is getting through this darn parade. It's still I return again and again, though the novelty has died. It's the machismo or the leather or the lukewarm beer, or something deeper down inside like Amazing Grace. Get old lang syne, my friend, and the low road never ends. Well, you know, come back again. Imagine an excellent fiddle solo by Mr. Brian McNeil here. Endless competitions and hiding games, their songs remain the same. The tartan and the shortbread and the single malt and the mac before the name. Mighty influential for a backwards place on the edge of the third world. Strange how everyone becomes Scot when the pipes begin to skirl to Amazing Grace. Get old lang syne, my friend, and the low road never ends. Well, you know, come back again. We may not win many prizes for deportment, but when all is said and done, I become my best self when I'm strapping on that drum. So we'll put up with the jokes and the hateful stares, for this noise would curdle stones. Stand by the right, and we're heroes again as the pipes kick in the drones. To Amazing Grace. Get old lang syne, my friend, and the low road, it never ends. Well, you know, come back again. Amazing Grace. Get old lang syne, my friend, and the low road never ends. Well, you know, come back again. Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound they'd sing a wretch like thee. I was lost, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see. Was blind, but now I see. There we are. All right, somebody tell me what I'm doing next.
Well, you've had a request.
And if you put your headphones on, you can hear yourself and how things are going, and you can add any critique or adjustments that need to be necessary.
Oh, okay. That might be more than I signed up for.
Okay. What's next?
We've had a request. Kyle seconded my request for Hills of Coledmond. Karen has requested Legacy or Pills or Diesel and Shale.
Let's do Diesel and Shale, because that was on my original list, and we could use a little break from the same stuff. So let's do Diesel and Shale if there was a request for it.
And then I'm always up for Flower of Scotland.
Okay. So
Weepy here.
I promised songs from the Old World, the New World, and the Seven Seas. So here is a Seven Seas song. Whoops, I think I passed it. Excuse me. Keep going. There we go. All right. So this is a modern sea shanty. And it actually is not technically a sea shanty because it's not designed to make people work together in harmony. That's what shanties were designed for. To wave off. Okay. There's usually something I say there, but you'll have to come to the non-online show to hear that.
We don't want that floating around the internet forever.
Probably not. Anyway, this is a song by the inestimable modern sea shanty man Tom Lewis. I do some of his material. He's from
Actually, is
England.
this Cyril Tawney?
I'm sorry, you're right. It's Cyril Tawney, but I learned it from Tom Lewis.
Yes.
But it's by Cyril Tawney, and it's a modern sea shanty about working on a diesel submarine, which has a rather distinct and pungent smell associated with it. On the 5th of November back in 53, the big man at Dolphin Shore, he sent for me. We brought you here, boy, 'cause we want you to know we booked you a berth in the water below with the diesel and shale. Diesel and shale. We booked you a berth with the diesel and shale. But when I protested, I'm no volunteer, he says we ain't had one in many's the year. But that's a wee secret between you and me. There's many as a pressed man down under the sea with the diesel and shale. Diesel and shale. Down under the sea with the diesel and shale. Oh, doctor, dear doctor, I don't think I'm well. Well, never mind, sonny, we'll very soon tell. Try holding your breath while I count up to 3. That shows you're fit to go under the sea at the diesel and shale. Diesel and shale. Down under the sea with the diesel and shale. Well, I went to the storeroom to gather me rig. They gave me a sweater 10 sizes too big. And I crawled down that boat like an old polar bear. I says to myself, there's a smell in the air, and it's diesel and shale. Diesel and shale. There's a smell in the air, and it's diesel and shale. A blast on the klaxon, ring on the gong, and then you go down where no mortal belongs. Where the ware's going bad, the bread's going stale, they mix you a nightcap of diesel and shale. Diesel and shale, diesel and shale. They mix you a nightcap of diesel and shale. Well, we circled the Med for a summer or two, where the water's so warm and the sky is so blue. Well, at least that's what they tell me. I wouldn't know. You don't see much sun when you're stuck down below with the diesel and shale. Diesel and shale. And you're stuck down below with the diesel and shale. Oh, Susie, dear Susie, won't you be mine? Submariners' wives have a hell of a time. You live like a duchess with cash on the nail if you don't mind the stink of the diesel and shale. Diesel and shale, diesel and shale. If you don't mind the stink of the diesel and shale. Well, the big man at Dolphin, he called me at last. It's time you went back to your ship with a mast. I feel just like Jonah leaving his whale, but you know where to stick all your diesel and shale. Diesel and shale, diesel and shale. You know where to stick all your diesel and shale.
Okay.
That's how we do things downtown.
Don't ever say that again.
Sorry.
You've had a couple, at least one request for John Denver for
okay.
Country Roads.
Well, I don't know country
I know.
roads. I'll do a different one if people want me to.
Yes, but we've had other we could.
Let's go with the specifics.
Okay.
He says,
Legacy.
Legacy, okay.
More Legacy and Hills of Caledmond.
All right. Here's the other song I wrote. I wrote the music for this one, and my good friend, departed friend, Miss Deanna Smith Scotland, wrote the words to this one. And it's the lead-off track to my new album, Sheep's Clothing, available on bandcamp.com. 20% off with your code of Celtic Festival Online. No, I did not. You can hand it's right here. Hold on, I got it.
Okay.
So here is the physical artifact itself. Lovely artwork by Mr. Tony Horning.
Stop wiggling it around.
Sorry.
Hold it still so people can see it. Thank you.
Here, let me do a close-up.
Now you stay there. Okay.
I have no idea.
No, you're not even close.
Okay.
Why don't I do this? Okay. Let's see if I can get this glare off of it. There you go.
Because I'm from the future, you see. So Tony Horning did the artwork on it, and amazing people helped me out with that. And
musicians from all over the country.
So please go to Bandcamp and check it out. You can also find it on Spotify, and listen to it there. So here's a song of
Expanding that circle.
yeah, this is a song of rage and hope. And sorry, I have to remember what. There we go. What capo it is. But as I said, my good, dearly departed friend, Miss Deanna Smith Scotland, wrote these wonderful words, and I was honored to set them to music. I believe that her husband is in the audience tonight. He is, Mr. Craig Scotland. And he's connected to some of the lovely vendors who are in the marketplace, I believe, on CelticFestivalOnline.com. If you go to the marketplace and check out their very distinct and unique wares.
Hey, Jovita, Amazing Grace Again is on Wolf Loescher's album Holy Grail. And I think it's
also on Jiggernaut.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
With Brian McNeil playing.
That's right, with Brian McNeil playing fiddle. So Jiggernaut's album In Search of More. And are those at Bandcamp? Where are those?
CD Baby, maybe. I know they're online at Spotify.
If you can't find one online,
we'll get
send
one
Wolf
in your
an
hands.
email, and I think I have a handful left of Jiggernaut In Search of More. And I think Craig probably has some inventory of those for sale too.
I would say this is a song for our times, but I think it's a song for all times. We come from every corner, speak in every tongue, brought here by a measure of one is soon to come. No longer will we stand for hatred, bigotry, and fear. The call of peace and justice is what has brought us here. This world that we've been given is not so large a place that we can stand divided by philosophy or race. Wisdom, truth, and beauty dwell in every human heart. United we are more than we could ever be apart. United we are more than we could ever be apart. We are carved from the ancient souls of those who came before. We take what we've been given, then set out in search of more. Much less than we could be, much more than we had planned. Love is all-encompassing, and the circle must expand. Love is all-encompassing, and the circle must expand. makers and the wise ones who led us to this place. Called on every one of us to be love's human face, to rise up from the shadows, to turn and face the sun, to carry on the work that was so long ago begun. Each man must look inside himself, each woman make her choice, to stand against injustice, to raise a common voice, to cast aside the petty fears that chain us to the past, to give our children's children a legacy that will last, to give our children's children a legacy that lasts. We are carved from the ancient soul of those who came before. We take what we've been given and set out in search of more, much less than we could be, much more than we had planned. Love is all-encompassing, and the circle must expand. Love is all-encompassing, and the circle must expand. We are carved from the ancient soul of those who came before. We take what we've been given and set out in search of more, much less than we could be, much more than we had planned. Love is all-encompassing, and the circle must expand.
So, a couple of really nice comments about the lyrics. And Richard Jones, who is streaming while running errands, has commented that the acoustics in the wine aisle are quite good. We love y'all.
Good to know. Go to the Drambuie aisle.
Right.
And see how now they are there.
And then Karen was like, I thought this was Karen Haggerty, who was like, thought this was supposed to end at 8, but keep singing.
I think Karen Haggerty is a Georgetonian. She will have to correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
And I can't remember her maiden name at the moment. It's escaping me.
Well, I hope that we did that to Amy Larson.
Amy Larson, yeah.
Went on and on about what a great guy Rich Larson is. Turns out there's no relation. So
okay, so let's do one other thing and then do Absent Friends.
Okay.
So what's one other thing?
Are you up for Flower of Scotland?
I can do that, yeah. I haven't done it in a while, but if people have requested it, I'd be happy.
I requested it. Either that or Hills of Caledmond.
Well, they're both kind of slowy ones. Which one do you prefer? I'm going to do Hills of Caledmond because people have heard Flower of Scotland.
They haven't heard you do it.
Well,
That's okay. You can do it tomorrow night on the Howl. Did you invite these lovely folks?
I did invite these lovely folks tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Mountain Time, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific. That way. Sorry. Because geography. We had this before.
Like
anyway,
1 in the morning somewhere in
I do a regular Howl Tuesday, Thursdays and Saturdays. Please come and join us. It's a lot of fun.
Just friend
we
Wolf
play
on
some
Facebook.
songs.
It's just on his regular personal page.
Yep. No, it's on my musician
is it
page.
Yep. You moved it. I forgot.
So Wolf Loescher, singer, storyteller. But feel free to friend me as well. Wolf Loescher, which is the non-official me. I don't know what you call it. The non-royal me. the little M as opposed to the big M. So, Hills of Caledmond. This is a song by a friend of mine, a new friend of mine, Mr. Pat Byrne, and I believe the website is patbyrnemusic.com, and one of the howlers can correct me on that. Lovely, lovely person, and amazing songwriter and singer, and just a really nice guy and guitarist. So he wrote this song. He won the Irish version of The Voice. He was the first winner. And then he was offered to go on the touring company of Once, which is the movie, playing the Glenn Hansard.
He's a ginger.
Yeah. And but he decided he wanted to come to Austin, Texas, to become a singer-songwriter. And when he got to Austin, Texas, all the way from County Carlow in Ireland, I think he's from Boris. in County Carlow,
Yes,
if I remember correctly.
Nice.
And he wrote this song about he was feeling homesick, and this is the first song he wrote. And so I will try to do it justice. He does also do a regular stream, so go check out his website and find out when you can see him. I highly recommend it. Another band that might be lovely to have on here on the Celtic Festival Online is his band Ula. So either Pat Byrne at patbyrnemusic.com or Ula, which is his group from Austin, Ula Music, ULLA music.com. And hopefully I got those right. So here's a song by Mr. Pat Byrne. There it is. So, I realized I've gone this whole show now, an hour and 42 minutes, without mentioning that, if you really want, you could tip me.
Celtic Festival Online has been handling that.
Well, thank you very much.
Every 20 minutes or so.
I appreciate that.
Hey, show will
Another big shout out to Colleen Conway and the rest of the team at Celtic Festival Online. Thank you so much for doing this, and it's lovely to play music for not only my usual regular good friends, but also a few new people, hopefully.
New friends, yes, indeed.
Welcome to the cult. We have cookies.
Yeah, we do, as a matter of fact.
And whiskey.
Yes. So, Hills of Caledmond. Beautiful song.
So I need to move this over here.
You probably should take your jingle off your toe.
No, I need it for this one.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Drink from the cool red river and tie back your hair. Jump up from behind the tall grass and give me a scare. Always on my mind, pictures from a mountainside, rolling through the hills of Caledmond. Remember when we built that little tree house without hammers or nails? As soon as the heavens opened, the little tree house fell. Always on my mind, memories from the mountainside, rolling through the hills of Caledmond. Hills of Caledmond. But it took me a while, but now I can see the people around me made a difference in me. You gave me life, and you watched me grow. You taught me the things you needed to know. Now I'm sailing away, away to be free. The place that I'm from still lives within me. I just needed some time to be by myself. Stop following dreams made for somebody else. When this hard life takes its toll, and I know the place where I wanna go, and I find the one having to hold when I'm settling down and I wanna go home to the hills of Gladman, the hills of Gladman. Always on my mind, pictures from the mountainside, rolling through the hills of Gladman.
I love that.
Mr. Pat Byrne.
Yes.
You can check out that track on Spotify. I think it's on his album Rituals.
Yes.
So it's available on Bandcamp and other places, wherever you stream and download music.
Yes. And he just finished a socially distanced and masked up week of recording in Nashville.
Yep.
So he does have another new album coming out with two of my favorite songs on that already. And Craig is busy distracting people with 12-year-old McAllen.
Usually that's Mr. Mark Kenneth that does that.
Yeah.
So I said this one, and then we have Absent Friends. Was that what I said I would do?
So. Do you want to close with Absent Friends, or?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's been...
It,
Now, I'm going to go to the 2 hours. I am the Bruce Springsteen of Celtic music. I'm going to go the full 2 hours.
Well, then you have to go 4 hours, because it's 2 hours, short break.
Well, but, you know,
Okay.
let's be reasonable here. I could go 4 hours. I took my pill this morning, but I may need to consult a doctor.
Yeah. So what do you want to sing?
Let's do Absent Friends,
Okay.
and then we'll
You want to close with something
close
like
with something,
Paradise?
yeah,
or
something more up tempo. So
Okay.
you help figure out what that is.
All right.
Maybe Boat, since most of the I think we're left with most of the howlers, but
Primarily.
I will go ahead and
we have 2 new converts, I think. Karen M. Haggerty, who I do not think you went to high school with. She's from South Carolina.
Oh, she's from South Carolina. Excellent. Thank you. Welcome, Karen. Welcome to our cult.
And Jovita, who is not a howler, but has been enjoying herself and bought your album.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
That's cool.
This is a lovely thing about this. Thank you, Celtic Festival Online, for making this possible. I want to expand the circle, as we said in Legacy, and it's about making new connections. That's what this is all about for me. Speaking of connections, so we lost Roy Williamson, the songwriter for Flower of Scotland, basically the national anthem, on this day some 50 years ago. I'm not sure exactly what, but he died fairly young.
I'm sorry, not 50 years ago, because you saw him when you were 12 or 13.
What she said?
So let's do some math.
Don't listen to me. Listen to her.
Let's do some math there. Probably about 30 years ago.
This is not the time in the program where we do math.
Okay.
This is the mathless section of the concert.
Yay! So Karen and Jovita are top Celtic Festival Online fans and participants. So
Lovely.
Hurrah!
Thank you so much
Yeah.
for sticking around and for hanging out with us. That
Yeah.
is what this was all about.
Yes.
To use
What
diction.
a fun opportunity.
So this is another song, and this was completely written by my friend Deanna Smith Scotland, who is an absent friend herself, and her husband.
Her widower.
I was about to say late husband.
Nope. He's right
there's
on
nothing
time.
late. He's right on time. Mr. Craig Scotland, who's a wonderful photographer, a wonderful Bowron player, and a wonderful human being.
Yeah.
And a snappy dresser.
Pretty much the best.
Yeah.
We love you, Craig.
So this is a song for all those that have passed through the veil, and who we still remember when we raise a glass. And make sure you have a glass, because at the end we're going to be raising them together in honor of all those people that we have lost, both recently and not so recently, and physically and not so physically. We can mourn people that we've lost due to differences of opinion. This is called Absent Friends. Safe home, my friend, fare thee well. Where this road will lead us, only time can tell. But we'll travel on together, just for a little while. And when it's time to part, I'll leave you with a smile. There's music in the corner and laughter on the air. We will meet in love and friendship, sure your spirit will be there. But we'll open up a bottle and leave the angels share. And remember, absent friends, heartstrings tied with soft silken cords, time's a luxury that few men can afford. Your memories are my treasures, I'll keep them all my days. You have changed me in a million little ways. There's music in the corner and laughter on the air. We will meet in love and friendship, sure your spirit will be there. So we'll open up a bottle and leave the angels share. And remember, absent friends. Now it's time, my friend, to move on. But in hearts that truly love you, you are never truly gone. You're the breeze that blows around us, the moon that lights the sky. With joy and tears, we bid you now goodbye. There's music in the corner and laughter on the air. We will meet in love and friendship, sure your spirit will be there. So we'll open up a bottle and leave the angels share. And remember, absent friend, here's a toast to absent friends. Raise your glass to absent friends. Miss Deanna Smith Scotland, Mr. Roy Williamson, and others. Cheers. Okay, we'll do one more, and we'll call it a night. What's our closing anthem? You don't know. Okay. So let me
No,
find
I was
out.
going to say Paradise or City of Chicago. What do you?
How about Boat?
Should we do Boat?
Shall we do Boat?
Boat.
We've got
Michelle, Kate. What do you think, Jamie? Is it time for boats?
We're going to do Boat or something else.
Let's just.
Thank you, Karen Haggerty. I'm glad you like that. That is
and
a
Karen
song.
has joined the Howlers. So
I'm
here we go.
I'm delighted. Welcome to our expanding circle.
Yes.
The ripples shall
And we
extend.
too, everybody. You know,
Slanja.
and her family
Exactly.
have been listening. Okay, let's introduce them to Boat.
Yeah, thank you, Craig. Yeah. What Craig said.
Right, poor Craig. I'm sorry. Every time. Okay. Should we do the annotated version of Boat or just straight?
I don't know what I'm sorry, I don't know what the annotated boat means. Do the version that we do. This is all a hoax, actually, or a ruse, if you will. We're working in collusion with Celtic Festival Online, to woo you into the cult of the Howlers. So please come join us tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Mountain Time.
Right, and 5 o'clock on Sunday, Celtic Festival
that's right.
Online has
hold on, I got it right here. The Kinfolk playing 5 o'clock Eastern Time on Sunday. They're from Roanoke, Virginia. They're a duo, and they're lovely. They have a great version of Shularun, and some of my Howler friends may remember Shularun from one of my old bands, 6 Mile Bridge, amongst other things. But it's a lovely singer who reminds me in a little bit of Maggie Drennan a little bit. She's got that lovely high soprano voice. Yeah.
Kind of Dolores.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate it when Cranberry songs get stuck in your head. In your head. You're welcome. All right, so here's another song from the new album from Sheep's Clothing. This is a Lyle Lovett song. This is a way of me. It was all about combining the circles, the Venn diagram circles. I've got a lot of circles of Scottish.
Venn diagram is awfully close to math.
Sorry, you're right. Never mind. Anyway, this is a song from Texas, and I spent a good portion of my life there. So,
yeah, Texas out represented most of the other locations on this show tonight for sure, and not just your Howlers.
Well, good. That's cool. I mean, that's my bass, and I always play to my bass. Unless I'm playing to my bouzouki. Thank you for laughing at that. I appreciate you so much.
We've been married 20-odd years, and I'm still laughing at your jokes. I guess that's a good
And I don't have to
sign.
pay you anymore either.
You never did. Wait, there was pay involved? Oh, yay! Kendall's going to get his accordion, and play along.
Hey, will you please post some pictures of you playing along? I want to see what state of dishabille you are in.
Dishabille? Is that what you mean?
Dishabille. Thank you. It's also too late in the show for French, which is akin to math.
Okay.
It's a Lyle Lovett song.
Apologies ahead of time.
And if I had a boat, I'd go out on the ocean. And if I had a pony, I'd go out on my boat. We could all together go out on the ocean. I said, me a pony on my boat. Now if I were Roy Rogers, I'd sure enough be single. Couldn't bring myself to marrying no Dale. Just be me and Trigger, go riding through them movies, and I'd buy a boat and on the sea we'd sail. And if I had a boat, I'd go out on the ocean. And if I had a pony, ride him on my boat. We could all together go out on the ocean. I said, me a pony on my boat. Mystery masked man was smart. He got himself a Tonto, 'cause Tonto did the dirty work for free. But Tonto, he was smarter. One day he said, Kemosabe, kiss my ass, I bought a boat, I'm going out to sea. And if I had a boat, I'd go out on the ocean. And if I had a pony, I'd ride him on my boat. We could all together go out on the ocean. I said, me a pony on my boat. And if I were like lightning, I wouldn't need no sneakers. I'd come and go as soon as I would please. And I'd scare 'em by the shade tree, and I'd scare 'em by the light pole. I would not scare my pony on my boat out on the sea. And if I had a boat, I'd go out on the ocean. And if I had a pony, I'd ride him on my boat. And we could all together go out on the ocean. I said, me upon my pony on my boat. One more time. And if I had a boat, I'd go out on the ocean. And if I had a pony, I'd ride him on my boat. And if I'd ride together, ride him on my pony. I said, me upon my pony on my boat. I said, me upon my pony on my boat.
Thank
you so much.
I think you've passed your 2-hour mark.
Thank
let
you.
These people go.
Let my people go. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to CelticFestivalOnline.com. Thank you to Colleen Conway for organizing all this. Please let them know if you like the show. I'll be back soon, hopefully, and or whenever. And go to bandcamp.com, wololoco.bandcamp.com, so that you can pick up the album. And drop a few coppers in the tip jar if you're so inclined. It will keep me off of drugs and out of gangs. So once again, cheers. We'll hope to see you tomorrow night during the Howl.
You're all invited.
You're all invited cordially. 7 o'clock Mountain Time. There's the gang sign. And we hope to see you then. Yes. Will you please end the feed for me?
I will. Will you tell them all to wear their masks?
Yeah, the usual, yes. All of you, please. This is what we usually end our house with is if you don't go outside unless you have to. Stay home. You're safer at home, so don't go outside. If you do go outside, wear your mask. When you come home, wash your hands thoroughly. And always, wherever you are, whenever you are, whoever you are, be excellent to each other. We hope to see you again very, very soon. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. Cheers.
Take care.